Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Mindful Minutes. It's been a while, about 6 months, and a lot has transpired since then. And I needed to take my time to regroup and kind of gather my life back together again before I was ready to start. So, my apologies for the long wait. It turned in from 6 weeks to 6 months, but I'm back and I am so excited to share a few things with you. So let's jump right back into it. Today I want to talk about hope. After experiencing so many difficult kind of roadblocks in my life throughout many different experiences, one thing that I've learned helped me really get through the difficult times was clinging on to hope. And it's difficult when you're going through a hard circumstance or when you feel like your life is just not going to get any easier. It's difficult in those times to remain hopeful. But once we lose hope, what do we have left? Because hope is what pushes us through, right? It's what carries us through to the end, to the silver lining, to the light at the end of the tunnel, even when we can't see it. So once that hope is gone, it seems like everything is gone. And I'm here today to talk about hope, to encourage you, even in the darkness, even in the difficult, to remain hopeful, because hope will carry you through. Hope will help you persevere. It'll help you grow in strength. It'll help you evolve. And it's so important to remain hopeful. So many years ago, I was introduced to the HOPE acronym. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. If you're not, HOPE can also mean hold on, pain ends. And sometimes it doesn't seem like the pain is going to end. Sometimes the pain has to transform our lives. Sometimes the pain gets more intense before it becomes lighter for us. But holding on until the pain ends is so important in our lives. Why? Because we are not meant to be on this earth just to suffer. And that is the biggest thing to remember when we're going through really painful, difficult, challenging circumstances. We are not meant to be on this earth just to suffer. And let me say it again. We are not meant to be on this earth just to suffer. I realized that when I kept going through a cycle of up and down and up and down and up and down. And when I saw a pattern of the downs shifting to ups and then the ups shifting to downs, I realized, you know what? That's just life. Sometimes life seems unfair. Sometimes life seems really difficult. Sometimes life seems just flat out unbearable. But the suffering is temporary, and that's just a part of what we have to acknowledge and accept about life. We're going to experience loss. We're going to experience illness. We're going to experience challenges with our relationships at our jobs. We're going to experience times when we're not sure who we are and what our purpose is and what path we're meant to be on. But it does not mean that that's what life is all about, a constant challenge, a constant uphill battle. So really, I don't want to spend too much time kind of elaborating on negativity and how to transform from that today. What I do want to give you is just a few tools, ideas, tips, and things that you can do to hold on to hope when you feel like there is no hope left. So what can we do to remain hopeful through the challenges? Self-care. Taking care of ourselves is so important. And sometimes that's as much as taking a few moments of silence each day. Sometimes that means going out to eat at our favorite restaurant, grabbing a drink that makes us happy, shopping, of course, bubble baths, reading good books, engaging in friendships that are there to support you. Sometimes self-care can be something really big in your life, and sometimes self-care can be something really small in your life. But when you take the time to love on yourself and to give yourself what you need to get through those moments, that's what's most important. I am all for strengthening my self-care skills. I am not the best at it sometimes. And sometimes I have to step back and say, you know what, Leah, it's time to take care of yourself a little bit more. But when I do that, I'm showing myself that I love myself, and I'm showing myself that it's okay to feel frustrated. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel disappointed, hurt, angry, all of the emotions that we feel in life when it's challenging. But as long as I'm reminding myself that I will care for me first and foremost, then that's a huge step in the right direction of remaining hopeful to get through those times. Also, acknowledging our feelings. I know that we can tend to be in a climate in society that doesn't necessarily encourage us to acknowledge our feelings. But the most important thing that we can do is feel what comes up. I've had quite a challenging couple of days, and not for any particular reason other than, life has been difficult, and especially this year, battling death of immediate family members, illness. Remember why I've had to take a long hiatus. I had to heal my body. I battled thyroid cancer. Lots of things happened to me this year that were extremely challenging, and there are some days that I am just very emotional and I feel like, Leah, get it together. But you know what? Why do I have to get it together? Why do I have to compose myself in those moments? Why can't I just let my feelings overflow? Why can't I let them manifest? Because that's what they need to do in order to heal, right? So allowing ourselves to acknowledge our feelings and our emotions as they happen is so completely important. And then also patience. Patience is a virtue, and that's not just a cliche saying. Patience really is a virtue because nothing happens instantaneously and nothing happens immediately when it comes to healing our souls, when it comes to mending the wounds that we have within us and inside of us. So having the patience and understanding to know that sometimes healing just takes time. Sometimes when we are suffering emotionally in life, we have to give it time to heal and to fix itself. So that is such an important thing to remember. And when we're hurting the most is when we tend to be the most impatient, right? When we're feeling angry, we're impatient. When we're feeling sad, we're impatient. We want those feelings because we want those feelings to immediately end because they're not serving us a positive, right? In those moments, they're not making us feel good about ourselves. They're not making us feel good about life. So we want it to just stop. But we have to be patient. Patience will get us through so many negative, disappointing, hurtful situations in life. So what can we do to remain hopeful? Again, take care of ourselves. Taking care of you first will help you see kind of the broader picture, will help you get through to the light at the end of the tunnel. Acknowledging your feelings. When you're feeling sad, when you're feeling disappointed, when you're feeling angry, allow those feelings to bubble over. And we have to be careful now, especially when it comes to anger and things, because we don't want to lash out. But what we want to do is allow ourselves to process those feelings in those moments. And then patience. Have patience, trust the process, and know to hold on, pain ends. That is pretty much what I wanted to talk about today. I'm sorry if I'm a little bit rusty. I really am also trying to allow myself to be more transparent and not pressure myself to be so on point and perfect when I do things such as create a mindful minutes video. The less that I do to pressure myself into thinking that I need to meet standards and expectations, the better things usually turn out. So I encourage you to kind of process that thought as well. Now, on a whole other idea or thought, again, sorry if I'm a little bit rusty, but you know what? I'm not going to edit this out of the video because this is part of my learning process and growing process through creating these to help you guys as well. So if it's a little rusty, thanks for sticking with me. But anyways, on another note, I am so excited to let you guys know that January 30th, I am launching a 7-week webinar called Transitioning from Trauma with Leah. I am going to be talking to you guys about how to work through your trauma. And trauma looks different for everybody. It's different, it comes in all shapes and sizes. Sometimes trauma is fresh and new, and sometimes we're battling trauma that has affected us for years, decades even. So my experiences have motivated and inspired me to share healing processes that I have found to be effective with you. So if you're interested in finding out about how to heal through your trauma, how to transform your life, and how to truly mend the wounds of your soul so that you can move on, move forward, and thrive, please log on to my website, www.liveresiliently.com. Check out my We Unite events page and go ahead and sign up for Transitioning from Trauma. Again, it's a 7-week webinar. I'm so excited to bring to you. We're going to talk about all sorts of things in regards to healing the trauma, the wounds in your life so that you can move on, move forward, thrive. I am excited to see the growth that this will inspire in so many of you. And I'm really excited for the transformation that's going to happen for all of us, myself included. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for your constant encouragement. I know I've still been present on my social media, but it's been a while since I've done a video, and now I am back into the flow of it. Thank you for being faithful. Thank you for being encouraging through all of the things that I've endured this year. And I just want to encourage you to hold on, your pain will end too. If you like this episode, please click that like button. See, there you go, a little bit rusty. If you like this episode, please click the like button. Also, be sure to subscribe. Now I've resumed, I'll begin regular filming again, and we can move on from our trauma together. Let's grow together, build our lives together, and tackle this crazy thing called life together. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you. Have a good one.